What's up? It's your boy Brian Major, the owner of Major Preparation, where the motto is putting in major work for major results. No matter whatever work you put in, I promise you get the results. So we here, back with another major prep, major key alert with my little bro, man, who is an extremely powerful and impactful young brother, man, on the rise. The mission of the Major Prep, Major Key Alert is, again, to just interact and dialogue and communicate with different entrepreneurs, different people who are not afraid to encounter their life process to become successful and to become everything that they said that they know that they can be. So without no further ado, again, man, my boy, my little bro, man, Jon Breeden, Breeden Enterprises, and we're gonna get right into it, man. Again, keep your listening ears on, because the words this young brother has to say, it's major key alert.
Well, as Brian just said, my name is Jonathan Breeden. I'm the CEO of Breeden Enterprises. What I do is I work on building athletes and as well as dreamers to become the success that they want to be. A lot of times in life, you know, we all have dreams and goals, but we don't really know the correct steps to take in order to make it, you know, come to pass. So I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a success coach, I'm an author, motivational speaker, empowerment speaker. I do all those different things. I wear all those different hats, but at the end of the day, my business is driven to help people become who they were originally created to be. A lot of times we get distracted based off of life circumstances and, you know, different family situations and things you just can't control. So I'm here to help people, you know, get back in alignment to make sure that they're focused, that they're disciplined, that they're learning what they need to in order to be successful in life.
I mean, he's a phenomenal young brother, man. We met about almost more than 10, 15 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And it's crazy just how, like someone always said, like, the apple never falls far from the tree. We're a part of just like a network of people who aligned us up with them because they saw something in us. It came from Des Mangus down to Sean Lewis down to me transpired to him, but we were all in the same type of connection. And it's powerful, it's impactful, and it's great to see the development and nourishment of us as young men together. And we're gonna get in busy, man. We're gonna get busy right now. The major key alert is, again, just based on just a variety of different keys that you feel as though are important that not only yourself but people should kind of take pride in on their journey to success. Mm-hmm. So what are a few keys that you feel as though are extremely important?
Well, one of the major keys is you have to believe in yourself. A lot of times you step out to do things that you've never done before and you're challenged. You know, your family may not agree with it, your friends may not agree with it, and actually the world in general, society may say you don't have all your ducks in a row, so what are you doing? But inside of you, it's like, yo, you need to just step out and do what, you know, you feel inside that you need to do. And it can be discouraging at times unless you have the core foundation of you believing in yourself. So the first key is definitely believing in yourself, because regardless of whether people agree or not, you know, whether they say you should do it or not, do you say you should do it? And if you say yeah, then you need to go with it. Experiences that you have, like for me, I grew up without my father. So it's like growing up without that consistent male role in my life, there's a lot of people who's lacking in their life, and it may not be a father. It may just be mentorship or guidance. So I believe in myself. I know the experiences I came through. I believe in myself. I already know what I've overcame. I know the adversity. I know the trials, the violence, the drugs, the stuff I overcame. And it's like, man, if I can do that, I know I can do anything else.
Right.
So when it comes to building myself up to believe, all I do is look at my resume. You know, it's like, John, you overcame the drugs, you overcame the violence, you never been in jail, you graduated school, you've been to college. It's just like, you know, you did all those things. Why can't you start a business? Right. You know, so.
Wow. After you believe in yourself, after you have that self-confidence, like, what's next?
Well, after you have that self-confidence, you definitely have to have faith. I started my business out first with just basketball training, and what happened was I didn't have a gym and I didn't have any basketballs. Well, as a basketball trainer, what are you going to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I stepped out anyway because the situation I was in was a great situation, but it just wasn't the best situation. So people need to understand that, yo, just because, you know, you believe in yourself, you also have to apply faith to it. And a lot of times, you know, people confuse faith with like this difficult thing, when really all it is if you don't see, you know, the end result, because you believe in yourself, your faith, allows you to see the end result. The circumstances that you're in. I didn't have basketball. I didn't have gym. I didn't have a lot of clients. I probably had 4 or 5, and it was inconsistent. They couldn't come every week.
Right.
But I still had bills. Car payment, rent, insurance. I need to eat. There's so many different things going on. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway.
Right.
And that's where the faith comes in, because when everybody else is telling you, like, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? The faith answers the how. Each step you pass strengthens your faith to go even further. So it's like one step at a time. Like, I believe in myself. Can't nobody shake that. If everybody in the world told me today that Breeden Enterprises would be a failure, first of all, I wouldn't pay them any attention. I ignore them. Why? Because I have the resume. I've overcame too much, so I have the foundation. On top of that, now I can see something for myself that other people can't see.
Wow.
That's why it's my faith, it's my vision. You can't see what I see unless I speak it and reveal it to you. You know what I'm saying? So you may say, oh, John, you're going to be this amazing basketball trainer. Well, what about the success coaching? What about the books? What about the empowerment speaking? People don't see that. They only see what I allow them to see.
Right.
Like, I remember I went to school. Only a few of them really knew that I was from the projects. They had no idea. They were like, yo, you don't talk ghetto, quote unquote ghetto, whatever that means. You don't really get in a lot of trouble. You're not really hostile. I never really thought. It's like, I'm from there. I'm not a product of my environment.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't understand that. The faith lets you see beyond where you are.
What's next?
Now you need knowledge. You need to know how to approach. First of all, you're not called to help everybody. You need to know what specific, like, what's your target market? Who are you looking to help? I'm not called to help adults. My sphere of influence is youth. You need knowledge on where you want to be an expert at. So now I need to know, who am I looking to impact? How can I impact them? What are the best ways to impact them? You need to be knowledgeable of whatever it is you're trying to do. For instance, me writing a book. If I know I'm writing a book for youth, I can't write a Bible. They don't want to see that. They do not want to see it. As soon as they see it, it's going to be discouraging. And even though it may have all the answers, it won't work. So it needs to be something. I need to do the research. I need to be knowledgeable. It needs to be something that can trigger my listeners or my viewers and the people who I'm trying to help. Because even though I may have every single answer that my people I'm called to help, every answer that they need, I still have to do my due diligence in making it attractive to pull them in.
Right.
Even though I'm doing my business to help people, I don't do it for the money. Yes, I get paid to do it. That's a blessing. But I do it to help people. Because at the end of the day, you could build all these monuments. I could have Breeden Enterprises. I could have all these accolades and everything. But at the end of the day, when you die, how many people did you invest in?
Right.
Because that's how your name gets carried on.
Right.
Buildings break down.
Yep.
But people's lives, that gets passed on generation to generation. You need a team. Gotta have a team. I had this mentality, and I'm still learning to this day the importance of a team. It started off with Jon Breeden Enterprises. I did the basketball training piece, but it's like there's so much more inside of me. And a lot of people may tell you, you need to just focus on one thing. You should just stick to one avenue. Well, what if you're not called to do that? What if you have the ability to be, not just a businessman on the court, but an empowerment speaker? So I just hold off to the empowerment speaker, just do basketball. I'm still going to be unfulfilled. Even though I'm helping people, I'm still going to be unfulfilled because I'm not really releasing my full potential. So I need a team. So while I'm still out speaking or traveling the world, like I went to Botswana and Kenya the year before, I need people here on the ground still making sure things are going well.
Right.
And it's a process. You can't just go to anybody and say, hey, I need you on the team. They got to have your vision. They got to have your drive. And they have to have something that you don't bring to the table. Can't do everything at once.
Can't.
Some people don't understand, like, the life of a businessman if you're working by yourself. That means if you work by yourself, that means you got to do social media. You got to do marketing. You got to schedule lessons. You got to book speaking engagements. You got to write books. You got to do... That's 5 things. There's no way possible you can do all that effectively with just 24 hours in a day unless you ain't sleeping. It's not going to work, so you need your team.
Wow.
So you got the first 4 steps, which is you got your belief, you got your faith, you got your knowledge, and then you got your team. So now the last step is execution, which is one of the most important steps, but it's a lot easier to perform because you got all the other 4 components in line.
Already lined up.
Exactly. So the example I like to use is when you throw a punch. I need to have all 5 fingers in line to throw this punch if I want it to be the most powerful punch I can throw. And if one of them are out of line, it's not going to be as powerful and it's going to hurt me more so than it hurts the person I'm trying to deliver the blow to. Now the execution also means delivering a great product. You can't have all these other things in a row, but you ain't good. You know, and even though it's crazy, there's a lot of people out there making tons of money, being very successful, and they don't even, you can tell it's like, I ain't really learn nothing from them. Like, man, you could tell there's somebody behind the scenes that's making them as good as they are. You know what I mean? But it's important, man. You got to be able to execute. You got to give a good product. You got to have your team. You got to believe in yourself. You got to have the knowledge. You got to have the faith. You got to execute. Those are the keys. You can do it. You be successful each time.
Major key alert.
Well, when you have any type of level of success, a lot of people just see you in the spotlight and they may say, you know, you have all these abilities and all these different things. So, you know, they kind of put you as this person who just always had it. They completely forget about the process. And one thing I always tell people, that no matter how much money, no matter how much fame, no matter how much influence they had, it took a while for them to get there. You know, there's always bumps in the road. And I always tell people there is no such thing as a straight line. Meaning, like, you can have all your goals, everything set, but you have to also calculate the adversity. You got to calculate people giving up on you. You got to calculate people turning their back on you, people leaving you out to dry. And I mean, it's not to say that people are bad, but it's just part of the process. And the thing is, the reason why you have to go through the process is two reasons. One reason, you have to be able to withstand and hold yourself when you finally get to that dream and goal. You can't just get there and without going through any type of process. How you gonna maintain it? You know, another thing is you going through every single step of the process without trying to cut corners, without cheating, is only going to empower others to do the same. You know, I tell people, when you step out and do your goals and do your dreams, you subtly give people permission to do the same thing. But if you cut corners and you just doing any old thing and you cheating here, you stealing here, and you know, you giving a whack product, that's not going through the process. When people go through adversity, you know, they tend to look at it like, you know, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. When that's not the fact at all. The adversity is there to prove, you know, who you are and what you're going through. You know, if I was just, you know, this powerful motivator, I couldn't be as much of an impactful motivational speaker, author, basketball trainer if I didn't go through the bumps in the road to get here. I've been through a lot of adversity, you know, not having my father in my life, dealing with trials and tribulations and poverty, seeing violence and drugs on a regular basis. And that makes my message more powerful.
The mission of this is to communicate and dialogue and seek the wisdom and knowledge from different people who are on the journey to success to help it be impactful to your journey. It's definitely impactful to mine, even though he's my little bro. He just really inspired me on just a variety of different goals and steps and how to continue to stay on the right and narrow path on my own journey. But again, man, it's your boy, Brian Majors, the owner of Major Preparation, where the motto is putting in major work for major results, and that pertains to all parts of life. You got to put in the work in order to get the results. Major prep, major key alert. My boy Jon Breeden.
Appreciate you,
man, I appreciate you. Thanks for the time. Work. We out, baby.